So if you have a full-time job in the construction or trades and you're looking to kind of expand but don't really know where to start, or you're looking to pick up a lot of extra or any extra for that matter side work, and you're not really sure of how to start or how to go about doing that, this is what we'll be talking about a bit today, and I'll be going through some things that I've done in the past, things that work, and things that help me grow that after hours side business work. So first of all, last few weeks I had a conversation with a good friend of mine who's in the plumbing field, in the plumbing industry, and he's been in it for about almost a year. Might be 2 years if you include school and work he's done between work with me and work with different plumbing companies. So he wants to start doing side work, and it got me thinking, like, what or how do you even go about jumping into side work when you're working a full-time job, or you're not really sure of how to do it, and maybe it's not your style to advertise online or put ads out, right? We kind of dove into it. Now, the first thing that I kind of talked about with him was people don't, they wait for people to kind of offer them work instead of offering to help people so that they can learn. And I think that is a way of getting extra kind of reps on the job and understanding for things, I think goes a long way. You can be one of those people that just kind of sits around, asks people to hand you side work, or you can go out, see the professionals, maybe guys you work with have extra side work, and you can offer, go, hey man, listen, you don't even have to pay me for the beginning because I want the reps, I want the understanding. And I find a lot of people will like that, they'll be open-minded to that. And not only that, but they, you know, they'll be really grateful. But a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people don't want to do that. They want to, be lazy, and they want to go, hey, how do you do this, can you feed me? But you know it's not really the best idea to go about it, or the best way to go about it, at least in my opinion. And also, I think taking a pay cut to learn off of people that do it better than you is a big thing. Like being able to do service calls or some work when it's in your field, in order to kind of get a bit of an understanding for what it's like to go through. Because you getting brought on a job or going to a job and having somebody tell you what to do and how to get started, and if you make mistakes, there's like a bit of a safety net mentally. So if you make a mistake, somebody will come and fix it, and you always know that's there. But I find there's a big gap when it comes to, and it's a big leap when it comes to, especially doing work on your own, where you now have to be the one pushing it. You're the person that makes the fixes. And if you make mistakes, who's going to save you? Nobody. You have to either have somebody that you trust that's better than you that you could call to help, or you have to be able to be confident and competent enough that if you make a mistake, you're able to own it, figure out how to solve it, and then go forth and understand how to not duplicate that mistake in the future. Also, when opportunities come up, don't be afraid to take them. I've gotten offers to attempt jobs or to do jobs, or I've gotten calls that maybe I've never done before, but I've done something similar, or something that maybe mirrored or was adjacent to what I was the offer was, or what the opportunity would be, and I've said yes, and I've figured out how to do it later. Or you say yes if it's much out of your scope, and you find somebody that could lead the project with you, and then you're able to learn how they go about doing it, how to price estimate, and how to make sure that you factor in for things that you might not have known based on your lack of experience. So that's a big one, is taking opportunities when they come up, saying yes always, and figuring out how to do them later. Also having a friend who's more experienced to guide them, and then you pay them more, you pay them whatever, just to like learn from them, as well as making money. So it's a bit of a good incentive when you're able to offer somebody else that maybe work of some kind in order to help them, also helping yourself, thus in turn making sure the customer gets a good quality product, and you didn't go anything too far crazy, too far gone out of your scope of practice. So, second thing, family and friends. Tell them you're willing to help them with small jobs, or do small jobs for them. So it's funny, actually, a couple days after my friend and I had this conversation, he had told me that he reached out to a few people, or started talking about it, and just a handful of friends or girlfriends reached out to their significant others or people they knew and their friends or girlfriend's friends managed to get a work for them. And even though some of it wasn't paid, it's still a good experience. I think a lot of people have to understand that you're not good at something yet. You're not good enough yet where you can make that much money doing it. Your skill isn't quite developed. Thus, you want somebody to pay you to figure out how to do something on their dime. It doesn't work quite like that. Be willing to take a bit of a pay cut in the beginning. In the beginning, let's make it clear, very, very clear. In the beginning, be open-minded to taking the pay cut, especially if it means you figure out how to do something correctly and you're able to do it not at the cost of a homeowner or somebody who maybe is willing to do you the favor and give you the opportunity. You don't want to screw them over just because you're inexperienced. So another thing we kind of dove into that day was, if you're stuck on jobs, do you have a friend or a close enough coworker that you can call, worst case scenario, to help you bail you out? Or if you have like a mishap or a mistake that you make that you're like, oof, maybe this is a little too much for me. Are you SOL? Are you sitting on your ass? Are you going, what do I do? Or do you have somebody, or right now, that you could think of that you could call and they'd be able to come help you out with something? You know, whether it be you're on a deck and you realize like maybe there's a pergola or something you have to put, or a certain type of decking, or maybe you have to put flooring down, but you didn't realize you'd have to cut like the floor jams, or there's a lot of angles. Maybe you aren't the best with saws and stuff like that, so you need somebody that's able to do those difficult cuts in order to keep the job moving forward. It's happened to me when I was first starting out. Did a flooring job and was like, there's a piece that had 4 different angled cuts that had to go underneath a door frame and beside baseboard. It was very, very tricky, and it was a very, very tight gap. So I ended up having somebody come explain it to me. We kind of walked through it. I was able to do the next one. He managed to do that one and show me, and then I managed to take over and keep doing the rest of them. So I was able to see without breaking 9 pieces of flooring and like spending a bunch of the customer's money. So if you can think of someone for each job that you might have, then you're pretty much set to, not make mistakes, but if you do make mistakes, you have somebody that could help you out. And this way you could learn at a lot steeper of a curve than if you were just working your 8 to 4, 7 to 5, 9 to 2, whatever it might be. So last thing, number 4, the biggest thing that I kind of make sure, and big talking point or point I want to make sure is very clear when you're looking at your, how you start your side work or get into extra side work when you're in the construction business specifically, or contracting, or maintenance, handyman, repair. You have to start somewhere, and you have to take some small or big, depending on what your risk tolerance is like. You do have to take at some point calculated risks. So you can't be reckless and go, I'm by myself, I'm going to reframe this whole building and I'm going to have nobody help me, and this is my first time doing it and I have no tools. That's, relax. Figure out who you know that can help you with it, or figure out what's in your scope and maybe just go a bit further. Or what jobs have you done in the past that when you hear them come across your desk, they're going to be a bit of a challenge for you. If those things come across your desk, then this is a bit of a risk to take this. But if I sit around and wait for somebody to ring, or I have a website and nobody knows about it, well, you're kind of just wasting your time. So find a way to take those calculated risks and start somewhere. Because if you don't, you're just going to be sitting there wondering what have you, or what did I do wrong, or maybe I need to keep going or keep trying this out, or maybe I'm not cut out for this industry. Why am I not getting the hang of it? Well, maybe it's because you haven't started trying different things or pushing yourself past that comfort zone, taking those risks, putting yourself out there, taking those accountable, tactical, and very strategic steps in order to expanding. Because I'm a big believer in that everybody works the same amount of time, and the only way to get ahead of people, or if normal people work 40 hours a week and you also work 40 hours a week, you're not going to get much further ahead. You have to get ahead by doing more and trying to learn as much as you can. That'll increase your skill set, increase your likelihood for better and a higher pay, and then ultimately help you enjoy life a bit more. So make sure you start, take some calculated risks, have some people that you're able to call, and tell people what you're doing. Tell people you're open for opportunities and take them when they come across your desk. Please subscribe. Thank you very much. See you at the next one.